Hey, what's going on, guys? Back again, second installment of my vlog for my show prep. Today is Monday, September 19th, 2011. I'm just under 7 weeks out now. I was 7 weeks from this past Saturday. Monday morning, did my shitload yesterday. I actually had done a video last week that I posted it, and for whatever reason, it got rejected. Not for whatever reason, they told me it was like 17 minutes long, and they were only allowed 15-minute maximum, so it didn't get posted up, and I didn't feel like doing another one. So that was the first chance I'm getting to do another one. So anyway, first I just want to thank you guys for all the support that I've been getting. Really appreciate it. Been getting a lot of emails and a few comments below my first video, and just thank you guys so much for the support. And keep the questions coming if you have any. And I'm pretty surprised that it's got as much feedback as it's gotten. My original intention for posting this up was just kind of for me to have kind of a historic look back on what I did to prepare for the show, and help myself for future shows, because if it works, obviously I want to keep doing it. If it doesn't, then I'll kind of reevaluate and adjust accordingly. So with that said, thanks again for the support, and hopefully we can finish out these last 7 weeks strong, and take at least top 2 in the class so we can qualify for nationals. That's the ultimate goal here. Obviously, I'd love to win, but I'd be extremely happy with just taking top 2 in my class right now. Just got to get to nationals, and then we'll go from there. So anyway, thanks one last time. So I do want to address a few questions that you guys had for me. I'll do that at the back end. First, I'll just give you a little update on my progress. It's been about a week and a half since my last video, so kind of a lot's happened since then. Not this past weekend, but the weekend prior, I had some people in town from New York. That's where I'm originally from, back east. I live out on the Pacific time zone now, so they came out for a weekend, and I let myself go a little bit. I had a little fun, and I gained a lot of weight over the weekend, and it kind of worked out okay, somewhat, because my shitload's on the weekend anyway. And the Friday before they got here, when I weighed myself, I was 228.8, and then I ate pretty badly all night Friday, all day Saturday, and all day Sunday. When I woke up the following Monday, which was a week ago today, I weighed 239.6, so I was about 11 pounds from a weekend of bad eating. And I told you guys it's normal to gain a little bit of weight, but 11 pounds just seemed ridiculous to me. And I tell you, it just screwed with my head, and I was pretty pissed off about it. I was not happy, So I got back into it during the week last week, and things were going okay. By Wednesday, I was back down to 233, and then I hit a wall for whatever reason. And for 2 straight days, I stayed at 233, and Saturday I woke up and I was up to 234.4, and I couldn't figure out what the hell was going on, and so I was like, well, maybe something's going on with my diet. I need to readjust something. So I started my shitload actually Saturday night a little bit instead of waiting until Sunday. I thought maybe my metabolism needed a jolt a little bit sooner. And sometimes you just have to listen to your body. You just got to do what you feel is right. So I did that, and then when I woke up on Sunday morning, which would have been the official start of the shitload day, I was actually down to 233. So I lost about 1.5 pounds from Saturday to Sunday, even with eating a lot of crap on Saturday night. So all day yesterday, I ate like shit, and I don't know if you guys quite understand when I tell you when I eat like shit, I mean I eat like shit. I had waffles, I had Danish and coffee cake for breakfast. I ate an entire large pizza within about an hour span for, I guess, lunch, if you want to call it. I ate a box of Twinkies yesterday. Jesus, a bunch of Fig Newtons I like, so I picked out on those. Went to an Italian festival with my wife and kids, and I ate some deep fried Twinkies, and what else? Fried dough, Italian sausage. So you get the point. Shitloading literally means shitloading. Eat what you want, man. Just eat whatever the hell you want. And so I woke up this morning and I didn't gain any weight. So it's just really weird, things that happen sometimes during the course of the diet, whether it's show prep or just a general diet. You can't explain it sometimes, And so I had a net weight gain / loss of 0 over the weekend. So, if things go the way they normally go after a shitload and you drop weight really quickly, then Jesus, by Wednesday or Thursday, I should be down back under 230 again, and hopefully, be kind of back on track where I want to be. So the diet is changing a little bit now. We're 7 weeks out, so I'm dropping my calories by about 200 a day. Nothing drastic, just a little drop. I'm taking out a little bit of fat, keeping the protein the same. Cardio still the same. It's a good segue into my cardio explanation, which I got a question about. How long do I do it for? People want to know. It doesn't matter. Don't worry about the time you spend on the machine. Worry about the calories you burn on the machine. That's all that really matters. The goal is the calorie deficit with fat loss. I'm sure you guys know that. You're not idiots, right? You have to burn more than you take in. That's how you lose weight, right? So you spend an hour on a cardio machine, but if you're not going at the proper intensity and you're not doing it properly, I guess, you could be on there for an hour and only burn 300 calories, which is nothing. So I burn 400 calories a session. It takes me about 35 minutes to do that. So once I hit the 400 calorie mark, I'm done for the day. I get off the machine and that's it. As we get closer, I'll go up to 450, maybe 500 a day, and we'll see how that goes. So focus on the calories burned when you're doing cardio. Don't worry so much about the time. All right. You see some guys, some girls on cardio machines at the gym, and they're just chit-chatting away, barely walking, and just like, I don't want to say it's pointless, but it's not really doing as much as it could or should be doing. So make sure you're doing it at a pretty good intensity rate when you're doing some cardio. Try to keep the heart rate at least 130. That's kind of my goal. So that you're going to be burning some fat when you're doing that. I'm real thirsty this morning. First thing in the morning, I'm much more thirsty, especially the day after the shitload. All the salt and everything that I ate all day yesterday, it's just, whew, my mouth is so dry. Oh yeah, before I forget, I want to tell you guys I've decided on what song I'm going to use for my posing routine if you're interested. I did like it on my channel, so if you want to take a look at it, it's AFI. I think it's pronounced Miseria Canter. I actually looked up the pronunciation because I think I've been saying it wrong all these years, but I haven't. It's pronounced 4 or 5 different ways depending on who you ask, depending on what site you go to. So the posing routine's 90 seconds. I'm using the last 90 seconds of the song. So it's about a 3-minute long song. I use the last minute and a half of it. So if you want to check it out, like I said, it's on my channel. Or if you know the song, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It's on the, oh, Jesus. Yeah, it's on Sing the Sorrow album. That's what it is. So, it's one of my favorite songs, my favorite band. So, it kind of fits my personality. I'm not a hip-hop guy. I don't like rap. And so, I don't put on this fancy dance routine. I'm very kind of mechanical and robotic up there. I don't have much flair. So, it's not thrilling to watch me on stage, but it's functional enough where I get the point across and able to show off my physique the way you need to. At least I think I do. I don't know. I guess the judges will be the judge of that. So that was corny. What else? A little bit of background about myself. I just want to touch on it real quickly. I have a full-time job. I'm just a pretty normal guy in that sense. I got a wife and 2 kids, like I mentioned before, a 4-year-old and 2-year-old little boy. And so I have real responsibilities and obligations. I watch these professional bodybuilders on YouTube, and they're very motivational, very inspiring to me. But you sometimes look at them and you can't really relate because that's what they do for a living. They have all the time in the world because that's all they do. So I want to go back to what I initially said in my first video. The relatability aspect of this is important, and I want to show you guys. I have real responsibilities too. This isn't all I get to do. I have to go to work every day. I have my obligations at home with my kids, with my wife, and I have to do the dishes. I have to vacuum. I have to clean up after the dogs, and and whatever. I have to do real life things. So you got to find the time though. If it's something you want to do, something you're passionate about, you'll find some time to do it. I get my ass out of bed at 4 o'clock every morning, and get to the gym to do my cardio. It's when I have time to do it. Or I'll lift first thing in the morning. I only get to go to the gym one night a week. I do all my lifting on the weekends and or first thing in the morning, because that's when my time allows me to do that because of my family and my job. So if you've been putting off exercising, dieting, competing or not, just whatever, you can find the time. You just have to make it. You have to get your ass out of bed. You got to just find the time. There's 24 hours in a day. I promise you, you're not busy for all 24 of those hours. I guarantee you're not. Absolutely guarantee you're not busy for all those 24 hours. So, get your ass out of bed, and do it. Bodybuilding or not, if you have a goal or whatever you keep putting off, then just do it. Okay? I don't care what your obligations are. You'll have some time if you look for it. I think that's really pretty much it. I did have, I don't remember exactly what I was talking about in my first take, I guess, of this, but obviously I ran 17 minutes, so there was other stuff I had in there. I honestly just can't remember it, so maybe it's just not that important. Yeah, I guess that's it. So, I'll see you guys. I'm going to try to do these every Monday now. I feel the best on Monday morning because it's the day after the shitload, so I just feel the best on Monday morning. So it just works out to be kind of the best day for me. I feel good, by Wednesday or Thursday, and that's why I didn't do another video right away. I just felt like shit. I was like, I just don't want to. I was just sitting here, and I was just like, I couldn't really even formulate any thoughts together. So I was like, to hell with it, I do have to start practicing my posing though, so bug me about it. I haven't even started practicing yet. 7 weeks out, I should have plenty of time, but it's just such a monotonous, boring, tedious thing to do, and quite frankly, it's hard. I'm not kidding. Try posing for 15 minutes. You'll be out of breath and exhausted. I promise you. It is a great workout in and by itself. It is tiring. It is so tiring. Your muscles burn. You just start breathing heavy, and it just sucks. So day one, no carbs again today. We'll be feeling like shit by Wednesday. Can't wait. It's gonna be exciting. So we'll see you in about a week or so. Hope you enjoyed this installment. Any more questions, shoot me an email, shoot me a comment down below. I'll be happy to answer them. A couple other things that I was asked about, I'll try to touch on next week. I just don't want this to run too long. And we'll go from there. Oh, by the way, to the person who commented on the drab background, I'm not worried about making cinematic features here. I do this for my office at work. The wall is white, not green. Just the fluorescent lights that makes it appear green, by the way. So, sorry, but this is the best we're getting. All right, we're not going to have high def coming at you or anything like that. So, I apologize for anybody who's offended or who's bored by this background. It's not terrible, right? It's just a wall. So, all right, guys, I'll see you in a week or so. All right.